saying, I remember being your guys' age. It was about 9 years ago, so obviously a lot has changed by then. I'm 15, I go to Blaine High School. I'm a sophomore, or in other words, I'm in 10th grade. So basically, when a lot of you guys were born, I was your age now. Which makes me feel really old, but I trust you, I can relate to you guys. Who here likes video games, for example? As expected, I love video games. I like Pokemon, I like Zelda, I like all that stuff. You guys like that stuff? Alright. Who here likes Monster High dolls? Alright, yeah. I love Monster High dolls. I even have a Monster High phone case and I'm wearing Monster High socks. So I can tell you, I know what it's like to go to presentations and have people talk at you about your life when they don't know anything about it. So I'm going to present this as if I was talking to my younger self, because I know what my younger self would want to hear and what she wouldn't want to hear. So I'll just start this off by saying, I'm here to talk about acceptance and bullying and those kinds of things. But it's not necessarily the presentation you're used to hearing. You're used to hearing stuff that's like, don't bully people, it's bad, but you never really hear causes of why people do it or any of those kinds of things until you get into about middle school. So let's throw back my life a little bit to about 5th grade or so. 5th grade, I developed a condition that goes by a very big word called Trichotillomania, or in other words, people shorten it to just trick. Basically what it is I compulsively pull out my hair. I can't help it, there's nothing that you can do to help it, and sometimes it goes away in people, sometimes it doesn't. And you know, it's just part of who I am. Some people think it's weird, and people made fun of me for it, but I couldn't help it, and that, you know, really hurt. If it's something you can't help, why would they make fun of you for it, you know? If you can choose to do something, you would obviously choose to do it if you wanted to. So people made fun of me for that. It started about 5th grade, so I was a bit older than you guys. I started with my eyelashes, and then I went to my eyebrows. And by the time I started middle school, I was pretty much totally, all my hair, my head was gone. And as you can see now, it's getting a bit better. It's only really here that it's gone. But yeah, so people made fun of me a lot for that. And I never understood it because it wasn't something I could choose, you know? It wasn't something I had the choice over. It wasn't something, you know, I was choosing to do to myself. And people didn't like that about me, and I never understood that. So I just decided, hey, you know what? This is who I am, and if you don't like that, then you don't like that, and I don't have to deal with you. You know? It's just part about being honest about who you are. You know, you just need to say, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm about, and if you don't like that, well, I don't have to change for you, because I'm me. And so I said that. It only got caught of a lot of attention, you know? So I started talking about it more, being more open about it. I started getting friends that had the same kind of condition as I had. And eventually that led to some really awesome things happening. There was a campaign on the internet to get all dolls made because there are people like me, kids like me, and kids with cancer that don't have hair, or kids with other things that don't have hair. And you know, they deserve to have a doll that looks like them, and they deserve to have things that look like them. And so eventually, these dolls got made. The Bratz dolls. Anyone here like Bratz dolls? It was more of a thing when I was little, I think, but yeah. And what's cool enough too, this one's name is Chloe, and here's me. Someone made this photo edit, and I dressed up like the doll and made this photo. And it caught a lot of attention, and so the company that makes these dolls eventually decided, hey, you know, that would be a good idea to do. The campaign was initially to get Barbie dolls made, but, you know, Barbie can be a little bit set in her ways sometimes of how she looks.
Is it this one?
So it was eventually Bratz Girls dolls and Moxie Girls dolls. But then, a little while later, Barbie decided to actually make a doll. And they donated it to a lot of different kids in hospitals that had cancer. And so I took part in helping that be made. And I made YouTube videos about it, and I talked about it. And it was a huge thing on my mind for a long time. So here's me.
Oh.
It's not a smartphone, I forgot. Me as an adult, I was about maybe 12 or 13 there. And so a lot of cool things happened from that. And you know, I garnered a lot of respect for being able to say your flaws, things you're insecure about, you know, anything you can't help about yourself, unless it's hurting other people. If you're hurting other people, then it's you that needs to look in the mirror and step back for a second. But, so eventually, gaining all that popularity somehow, they did news specials about me and things, and I even won an Emmy Award for a news program I was on. Technically it's not mine, but the people that made the program won it because we all did such a good job. So, being yourself can lead to really good things. And I even got to meet some of my favorite musicians and things because of just being open about myself. And if you want to see what it looks like before, that's me I was about 9 here. So I was in elementary school when this photo was taken. And I guess I still kind of dress the same. But, and now I look like this. And a lot of people were very surprised by that. I can go back to my elementary school and none of my teachers will remember me. And honestly, that can kind of be a little bit of a blessing because just being able to change who you are sometimes. So, yeah. Does anyone in here have problems with themselves on how they look or who they are or things like that? I'm happy that it's such a little number of you, but I do think that deep down there is a little thing in all of us that we don't like, or there's a little thing in us that someone else doesn't like about ourselves. And I think that ultimately we have to learn to accept that. We don't have to apologize for the things that make us who we are, you know? And do you want to show my video?
Sure.
This video here is actually what made me get most of the attention in the first place. It was me being fed up, an angsty teenager saying, hey, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. And so I made this video about who I'm about. Might have to read a bit fast, I don't know, but yeah, there's that.
I have one thing to do with this. This video has been seen in 140 countries around the world. And when she first did it, she got a message from people in Antarctica at the station down there about it. So, yeah. And it's been viewed about 3 million times so far.
Maybe then they just might feel an ounce of your pain.
which was really cool. They're really awesome guys, and that's me when I was 12, and a lot of things have changed since then, but I like to think that I'm more or less the same person. I like to keep a positive outlook on all things. I'm all about doing what makes you feel right, following your dreams, that kind of stuff. You know, do you. That's what I always say. You want to wear something you like, wear it. You want to say something you need to say it. And as long as you're not hurting other people, you know, that's the best thing about it. So, I'm a huge thinker that everyone in here has something special about them. And everyone in here can be something special, no matter what anyone says. So, moral of the story is, don't listen to what people say about you if you don't think it's true. You know, be yourself, be able to take criticism, but ultimately, be yourself, because then you'll have the best results in being who you are. Does anyone have any questions for me? You? Why or how did you say? I have a compulsive disorder, which basically means it's like, you know how when some kids are sitting there and they shake their leg and they don't know they're doing it and they can't help it, or fidget their fingers or something like that? It's basically like that, except my thing is just pulling my hair. It's absent-minded, I don't think about it, and it just happens, and can't really do anything about it. I sometimes know I'm doing it and can control myself, or people can help me, but in the end, it's just something that inevitably happens, you know? You? Huh? I actually dress like that doll. So, the doll in the picture, I found that picture on the internet from people that were, you know, also trying to get bald dolls made. And then I was like, oh, I have an outfit like that. So I just dressed in that outfit, and I guess people liked it.
And MGA made you one like that.
Yeah, and the company that makes Bratz dolls, they actually made me a doll that looks like that and sent it to me, and it even is wearing a wig, and it's really neat. And the shirt says Chloe Rocks and has a little heart thing. And again, give more.
What did they do with the wig?
Do you mean like the wig on the doll? Or it's just like a ball doll like this, except they made a little wig for her that you can just slip on and off. It's really neat. I think more dolls should be like that. I know that there's some Monster High dolls like that have wigs like that. But, you?
How did you get that condition?
It just, you know, it just happened. It's not something like, if someone sneezes on you, it's not something you're gonna catch. It's just part of their brain. You know, people are born like that, but sometimes it doesn't show until you're far older or far younger. You?
Did you say you had?
No, I have a condition called Trichotillomania, which basically means I compulsively pull up my hair. People with cancer lose their hair because of the medicine they're on. Sometimes they only lose the hair on their head, sometimes they lose their eyebrows too, and their eyelashes, and like all their body hair. It varies, but there's basically 3 conditions people get that make them lose their hair, besides, you know, just getting old like my dad. One of them is called alopecia, and that means your hair just falls out, and no one really knows why it happens, but it just happens. The other is cancer, obviously, if you're having chemotherapy medicine. And the third is trichotillomania, which is hair pulling. You? Yeah.
Do you still have, what was that? Was that something?
Yeah, I still have that, but it's getting a lot better now because I'm on new medicines. I'm going to a doctor and I talk about stuff like that, and I have a friend that has it now who helps me through a lot, and he actually got better from it. So if you look at my head, it's mostly only right here that it's gone, and I'm trying to control it a bit better so that maybe I could have like a mohawk someday, like, be the cool punk kid I am. But who knows? You over there? He did it. He saw the patch on my head, and he's like, wait, I need to fix this. So he got a marker, and he drew a smiley face on my head, and then laughed about it. And
We all laughed about it.
I laughed about it too.
Yeah.
I thought it was cute. but then it didn't wash off for a while, which was a little weird. You? Huh? Oh, because I just wanted to, look like it. There was even a microphone stand there, and there's a microphone stand there. I just thought it would be neat to, make it look as much like the photo as possible, which is actually really fun to do, like playing dress up a little bit. You in the Spider-Man shirt? Because part of the point of coming here was to tell you guys that I'm comfortable with who I am. Sometimes I like to wear wigs because they make me feel pretty, or they look good with the outfit I'm wearing. But sometimes I just don't like to wear them, and it's for comfort and all those things. And some people say that wearing a wig shows that I'm insecure, but I don't really think that. I think it just means that I'm more comfortable with, expressing myself how I want to express myself. I could have been the person that wore a wig every day, didn't want anyone to know what they actually looked like, but I decided, hey, wigs are itchy, they're hot, it's not comfortable, I don't want to wear it. I wore a hat today, I don't remember where I put it, but yeah, I usually just wear hats, or in the summer, I'll wear a bandana on my head. It's just not my thing to do every day. You in the pink? How? Just kind of, well, I don't want to be teaching you guys anything, but just kind of grab and pull. Just like how when you comb your hair and your hair gets tangled in the brush and it just kind of yanks out? It's kind of like that, except forcefully. But I don't want you guys to be trying that, because don't start bad habits. But it's science that makes it easier over time, and it's all kinds of weird stuff. I'm not a hair doctor, so I don't understand it very well, but it is what it is. You? No Plants vs. Zombies? Yeah. Huh? Why did I make it? I made it because it was an easier way to tell people what was happening with me and what my thoughts were about it. And I'm huge into music. I play 2 instruments, I can read music, I listen to music pretty much constantly. And I figured if I put it with that song, it's a better way of expressing how I feel with also saying what I feel. And here's actually the bassist in that band that made that song and his drummer from his other band. Yeah, I like making videos, I like being theatrical, I like speaking in front of people, that kind of stuff. And it was better than just writing a wall of text that no one would read. You in the white? I didn't talk in the video because it would have to be rehearsed to make it as clear as possible. I decided not to talk because I wanted the music to speak, for one thing. And I thought it would say a lot in a lot of short words. And I really do think it did, and I do think it was a good idea. Because if I had spoken, it might not have came out as clear. Like, as you can tell right now, I'm kind of nervous, so I said a lot of the same things a lot. So yeah, I just didn't want to have to memorize anything, and I didn't want it to come out not as clear as it could have, or made me sound like I didn't want to sound. So that's basically why. Kind of like when you give a presentation in front of class and you're nervous, and that kind of stuff. Also, it was just a trend on the internet at the time to do it with arts. I don't know why, internet's weird. You the red and the black? Huh? It's complicated because there is things in me that makes me go, hey, this is what I should be doing, this is what it would feel good to do. In the end, I would like to have hair, but I just don't. And I've just come to accept the fact that it's hard for me to control it, and I need to be okay with the fact that it's hard for me to control it. And only then can I really understand what it is about me that makes me be that way. And maybe someday I'll have awesome hair like Finn from Adventure Time when he takes off his hat and it's a lip. But yeah, who knows? Yeah, yeah. You in Lego Star Wars? Back? People did make fun of me, especially in 6th grade. They called me all kinds of names. They spread a lot of rumors about me, about why I looked like I did, and they basically just tried to treat me like I wasn't a person in a lot of ways. Just more like an idea that they can put their own ideas onto. And that's mostly why I got fed up. Because I've always been the person that sees things as I see a person as who they are first. I see them as how they act to people and how they're nice to people and the things they like. And I never understood why people would only see me as what I looked like, you know? So people were mean to me and I never understood that and I let them do as they did. It never really got to me. And I don't think it should get to any of you if people are mean to you, because know that you are you. You can't be anything else but you, so be the best you can be. You in the gray over there? Yep. It's because if you listen to the words of the song, it's basically saying that people that judge you don't know you, and that who you are inside isn't always what you look like on the outside. And so I thought, well, this song means a lot to me, and it still means a lot to me, and it's basically been adopted by the band as, you know, my song. And I just thought, the song means a lot. I don't have much to say outside of it. I want it to speak for that. And it's one of my favorite bands. So I didn't speak because I wanted the music to speak, and I wanted people to pay more attention to what I was saying via the cards. Because then they'd actually have to pay attention or they'd miss what I was saying. Alright, 2 more questions. In the front? It was very fun. I have looked up to them for a long time. I have listened to their music since about 6th grade or so, and they're very nice people. But you know, meeting famous people, they're people like anyone else. You always think it's going to be something really big, but then you realize that they're just nerdy old people like you that like to watch TV and read books, and they put their pants on one leg at a time too, unless you put it on both legs at a time, which some people do, and I'm not going to judge. Yeah. And one more. You in the white and pink. Oh, all right. In the green. Yeah. Oh, when I was in school, did I like it? I really liked elementary school because in elementary school you get a lot of freedom to, you know, like do art and read books and things like that. Middle school it gets a bit harder because you don't know as many people and you're forced to learn a lot more. In high school it gets a bit better, but what I think is you guys should enjoy elementary school while you still can because it gets a lot different when you get older. So make the most of it because sometimes you don't get to do the things you like in school, and I do think that you should keep doing the things you like outside of school too. Yep. I think that's it, right? All right.
Thank you.